I'd like to show you how I make an easy jam with berries and chia seeds. Now let's talk about chia seeds for a minute, because I'm not sure you realize how healthy they are. They are high in fiber and antioxidants. They're heart healthy. They support bone health as well as blood sugar control. All good things. We start with fresh strawberries and chia seeds, and the only sweetener I'm using is Truvia, which is a stevia-based sweetener. And to start, I'm going to add that sweetener in with a little bit of water and stir it. Now, one thing I want you to realize is I have found these sugar substitutes to take a little bit longer to dissolve than true granulated sugar. They look like sugar, but they act a little bit differently. So give this a little time. Give it more time than you normally would expect to need for sugar. And so I just like to keep stirring it until it looks pretty clear. And then once you have it to that point, we're going to add the chia seeds. Now we're going to add a tablespoon of chia seeds to this, and what you'll notice right away is that the chia seeds are light and they just basically want to float on top of that water. So I like to give this a stir to moisten all of those chia seeds, because you'll be amazed what happens after you let this sit for 10 minutes. But just stir this together, moisten everything, and then set it aside. And during that 10 minutes of time, we're going to cut up our strawberries. Now, I bought a very large clamshell, if you will, of strawberries, and I need 8 ounces. So I decided the best way to do this is to measure them with a kitchen scale. I put a small bowl on top of my kitchen scale and zeroed it out, and then I'll just keep adding up my strawberry slices to that bowl. Because it's January and I live in Wisconsin, I'm not exactly going to find fresh strawberries grown anywhere around here. So they've been shipped, they're still ripening. The caps, many of the caps are white, and I don't want that in my jam. I want simply the sweet, ripened red part of the berry. So that's what I'm slicing away here and adding to my bowl, and then I'll just keep doing this until I get to 8 ounces. Now, this first group that I cut up, as you can see, I'm not yet at 8. In fact, I'm a little under 6 ounces, so I washed another group, and now, boom, I'm at 8 ounces, ready to go. Now let's take a look at those chia seeds. This is what happens after you've moistened chia seeds and let them sit for 10 minutes. The seeds have this amazing ability to absorb liquid, and they form kind of a gelatinous texture around each seed. And that's the quality we're using to thicken our jam today. So all we're going to do is add these, what are now 2 ingredients, to a blender. First, of course, the strawberries, and then I'll spoon in those moistened and gelatinous chia seeds. I'll cover this up and I'll start to blend. Now, at first, I'm just going to start with a pulsing motion with the blender, because it really doesn't take much. And this is probably about, what, 15 maybe? Yeah, probably 15 seconds of pulsing. And then I'm going to pause here and show you that this, you can stop right here if you want. This is a chunkier kind of a jam, and if that's what you want, go for it. It's delicious and perfect. I'm going to also give this another spin just to smooth it out, and you can see what the options are. So I'm just going to give this another about 10 seconds of actual blending this time, and then now you can see the texture is more smooth. I've made this both ways. I love it both ways, so it really doesn't matter to me. But what then you want to do is pour this into a jar, and we will put this in the fridge. I like to let it set in the fridge for at least another 20 minutes just to finish setting up. So cover the jar, set it in the fridge, and take a little pause in your day, or maybe you're starting to make the rest of your breakfast. This jam is good stored in the fridge for up to 2 weeks, but I doubt it'll last that long. What I'm going to use today for this jam is the sandwich thins. This is a keto version of the sandwich thin breads, and I'll be the first to admit they look like hockey pucks, okay? But these are a great keto solution because they taste like bread. They have 21 grams of carbs, but they also have 17 grams of fiber, which gives you 4 net carbs, which is darn good for some bread that tastes decent. And I toast them lightly, add a little bit of my jam to each of the sides. And then I will get a knife and just show you how nicely this spreads out. This is a thinner type of jam, but it's not so thin that it's running off the bread, as you can see. It kind of does a nice job of just kind of clinging in place and spreading all over your bread and being ready to enjoy with your savory breakfast. I'll add the rest of my breakfast to this plate, and then I have what I consider to be a very full and very satisfying meal to break my fast. I really hope you give this jam a try. It's easy, it's kind of fun, it's delicious, and if you try it, I know you'll love it. Enjoy.